We coming at y'all with some more heat, man. And you know what? We ain't even gonna waste no time with it, man. We just gonna bring in our guest right now, man. We got Bdot calling in, man. Bdot, man, what's good, man?
Yo, what's good with y'all? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, definitely.
How's everybody doing?
Man, we're doing all right, man. We appreciate you.
Bless.
How you doing, Bdot?
I'm doing well, brother. Can't complain, man. Definitely can't complain. Definitely blessed.
Yes, sir.
I hear that,
yes,
man.
Sir.
I hear that. Definitely Bdot. I mean, it's been a minute since we kind of heard you make some noise in a minute. For those of y'all that are listening right now, and you were listening to the intro, that was Bdot, who was spitting all that fire right there. My first question for you, Bdot, honestly, is how'd you manage to start getting into music? Not even with the battling or anything like that. How'd you get into the music? Like, where would it start at?
Musically, man, I've been involved with music, with hip hop music all my life. My father pretty much was in the music industry all my life. So, I mean, since I was a toddler, man, since I was a youngin', my father's owned multiple independent record companies. He's had production deals with everybody from Eazy-E, Ruthless Records, Dr. Dre, Aftermath. He even did something with Disney. Yeah, I've been around the block, man. It's weird. The battle rap thing is weird because I just kind of came on the scene out of nowhere, like maybe a couple years ago. But in terms of the music industry, I've been around it. I've been involved with it for quite some time. So yeah, man, hip hop has been my life, man, since my early beginnings.
Hey, man, that's fire, man. Now with your music, man, like what all goes into that, man? Because I was listening to a couple tracks, and it's like, man, you don't get on the tracks, and you don't mess around. It's like you coming with some stuff that some real shit. Man, I ain't gonna beat around the bush with it.
Appreciate that, man.
Shit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you coming with some real shit, man. So what all goes into making a track for Bdot?
You said, what are my goals?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, what are your goals when you step into the studio? Who you trying to touch with your music?
Man, I'm just, I'm trying to bring it back to the hip hop that I grew up on, the hip hop that was enticing to me, and that was always like storytelling. Even from like way back, like even when we talking about, the late '80s, when we talking about Slick Rick and things of that nature, like I just always been, into storytelling. I just think it's dope. I think it's beautiful poetry, and when we're able to tell stories from a ghetto, quote unquote ghetto perspective, you know what I mean? So I'm always been into that because I'm a reader. I like to read, you know what I mean? So I like things that have some type of curve to them. I like stories that have a beginning, a climax, and an ending. You know what I mean? So it's dope when we're able to do that, poetically. So I always, when I go in the booth, I always try to make sure I'm telling a story or give it some type of perspective to something. I don't want to just go in there and just talk recklessness just to appease a certain demographic. I kind of want to go in there and make sure I'm telling truths because I feel like everybody can relate to truths. Even if it's different, like races or cultures, whatever. I think we all experience similar things, so I think everybody can relate to truth.
That definitely shows on most of your tracks. Honestly, we do have a few other bands, other MCs that are on a conscious level where you could tell by their content and pretty much anything to talk about in the record. You always kind of learning something new. Now, I've noticed when you are rapping on a beat and whatnot, and all of your tracks, you attack a lot of different topics almost at once and very seamlessly. That type of skill is actually pretty underrated, in my eyes at least, as far as
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Really, yeah, you honestly break it down pretty well, which shows in your battles clearly. Now, as far as I guess not to make it sound corny, your level of consciousness. How do you think that helps you when it comes to actually getting inside the booth and whatnot? Because you're definitely very well spoken. I've seen interviews with you. I've seen where it was you, Lux, Daylight, and Brother Polite, where all of you were speaking, and that was a very interesting conversation as a whole. You guys, I learned a lot from that. So what do you kind of take with you when you go in that booth, as far as everything that you know?
Yeah, I feel like the whole purpose is to transfer information or to share information. You know what I'm saying? And so if you go in the booth, equipped with information, equipped with words, you know, it makes the job that much easier. You know, especially when you have a real experience to draw from as well. Like a lot of brothers don't really have a real experience to draw from, and that's where you get a lot of people reaching and creating alternative lives for themselves and telling other people's stories, and it doesn't come through as authentic as it should. So for me, man, I talk about my life and the immediate people around me, their life and their experience, you know, because I can draw from that quite easily through conversations that I've had with them. So I try to go in the booth and just, you know, try to make it cool. Not only is dope to share information and kind of quote unquote drop knowledge, but make it cool as well. Like make it, you know, swag it out. Like make it dope. Like the same way we felt about Nas when he first came on the scene. You know, Nas came on the scene and he kicking all this knowledge and he's doing all this stuff, and it wasn't corny. It was fly, because it was like this fly chip tooth dude from Queens with parting his hair in waves, and he just had such a swag. You know what I mean? It's like it's that whole vibe. Like that's really what I pull from. So when I go in the booth, I keep those things in mind. You know, to make this. At the end of the day, when you make music, you're still selling a product to a consumer. So you have to keep that in mind. And so I try to make it entertaining as much as I make it, educating, and I try to combine the two. This is not a word, but a lot of people use this word, edutainment. You know what I'm saying? When you combine education with the entertainment. So I try to go in there and give them some edutainment. You know what I mean? And I've been blessed, man. I've been I guess through my life's journeys and you know, just how I cultivated myself and my personality, or how it naturally cultivated itself, I've been able to pick up great articulation skills and be a great orator. So, you know, I guess it works hand in hand with my love for poetry and my love for rap, you know, so I'm able to go into the booth with that skill set and hopefully deliver dope music.
Definitely. Now, Bdot, man, I kind of want to shift away from your music inside the studio and kind of shift to the battle rap scene. You had a battle against I think his name was Script. Is that correct?
Strict, yeah, STRICC, yeah.
Okay, Strict. I'm sorry, my bad, brother. Now your third round against him, it went viral. Like,
yeah.
How does that feel, man? To, like, you know what I'm saying, reach a pinnacle like that where your material spreads out around, you know what I'm saying, where it spreads out around the world, and you have people from all over the world, you know, connecting to one of your battle rap rounds.
I was shocked, bro. I mean, first and foremost, I was shocked and I was honored. I was humbled. For me, man, like I was just, when you asked me about my background, I've been doing music for a long time. And before I made this socio-political or conscious shift in my personality, before I made that shift, I was making a lot of gangster rap and stuff. But I was still rapping at what I would consider an above average level. But I never really attained the notoriety that I felt I deserved. So it was crazy for me, you know, to hop in battle rap and be kicking this conscious stuff, and for it to be well received like that. Because, you know, it's in the real world, it's not well received. You know what I mean? Because if it were, then we'd all be living in a better place. You know, so the fact that it was that much well received, and you know, it's at the same time it's controversial. You know, so the fact that I got way more love than I got backlash, I was surprised, man, and I was humbled and honored, man. It's a great feeling to have, not just because of the subject matter and the content, but just the skill set in general. To have your skill set honored, and to you know, to get that notoriety as a dope MC, man, that's all I've ever really wanted. So when it went viral, man, it was a double, you know, a double thing for me. I was happy that the subject matter was catching on and people liked what I was talking about, and then at the same time I was happy that they actually liked my delivery and my style and the skill that it takes to do something like that, man. I was honored, man. It blew me away. Still blows me away to this day.
Yeah, definitely. I want to salute you for that round, man, because it was you had some real shit inside of there, man. So I definitely salute you,
brother.
Man.
I appreciate that, definitely.
Yeah, the fact that you were able to basically transcend what battle rap usually is overall, you know, and kind of deliver a different message. Where a lot of people that don't watch battle rap, you know, they end up coming across that in World Star, which everybody likes to go to. So when they come across that and then they a different twist and a different side of battle rap, it's always great. And and for the culture, we kind of thank you for that, honestly, because we like when we can bring others that maybe don't feel as welcome to the battle world, and then they they start to divulge themselves into it. So you definitely brought a new fan base to the culture. Now my question to you is, to kind of transition and kind of keep your music there. The diss track that you made, the Verb, which by the way was banging. As soon as you dropped that was straight fire. A lot of people were kind of almost thrown off that this diss track was actually really dope, because a lot of times when we have diss tracks in battle rap, they don't usually go off as they should.
Right.
Now, when you did that, it kind of almost felt like that was it. Do you plan on coming back to battle, or do you? I know you got Loso. If I'm mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You got Loso.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, that's locked in. All right. So as far as going back to battle, how do you plan on staying for quite a while? Because this is a big battle.
I'll be really honest with you guys, because first of all, you guys have done a great job with the interview. I want to tell you that, and that should be said, because a lot of time for us battle rappers, we want to be treated with the same professionalism that we bring to the stage. So I want to give you guys respect and honor for how you guys are conducting the interview, first and foremost.
Man,
which makes me comfortable.
That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It makes me comfortable to say certain things like I'm about to say. As far as battle rap, man, I have a love and hate relationship, to be honest with you. And I'll be quite honest. I'm bipolar with this shit. Like one day I love it. One day I love it, and I'm talking to all the league owners. I'm talking to Organic. I'm talking to ARP. I'm talking to all these people trying to book all these battles, and we're getting things rolling. And then the next day something may happen within the culture that kind of turns me off. And then I'm like, and then I hit them all back like, hey, never mind. You know what I mean? So I'm having this internal battle with the culture, just because, I don't know, man. It's like I'm just looking for a little bit more of professionalism within the culture, and a little bit more of like just maturity within the culture. You know what I'm saying? And so that throws me off sometimes. It kind of makes me feel like, what am I here for? It's like
I can understand that.
I used this analogy before. It's like walking to the park that's full of gangs, and you trying to go there and preach to the gangs every day, but they still killing each other and still doing reckless shit. At a certain point in time, you're gonna give up. You're gonna look at it a little differently. Like, what am I doing here? So that's what I have.
That's real,
internal conflict I have with battle rap. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing here, man? Like, really? Like, these people really don't care about what I have to say. I probably got like, out of the whole battle culture, I probably get like 40% of them to rock with what I'm saying, and then I get dope fan mail. I get dope messages like that I've changed people's lives, and I did all this incredible stuff, man. So I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword. But to answer your question, I would definitely like to stick around in the culture and battle as often as I can. I guess I have to kind of get over my internal conflict that I have with the culture first.
Definitely. No, and that's definitely understandable overall. Because we've seen where sometimes bad business, is done between battlers, or the bad blood between battlers and league owners. And this is a game where competition is so high, and the level of competition is so high that a lot of egos get involved. So, when it comes to those situations, definitely take your time with that and coming back, because we've seen where battlers come back and they're really not, they're really not for the culture at that moment. So it ends up kind of biting them back. And we don't want to see, we don't want to see that happen to you, where you're not giving it 100% because you don't feel 100% accepted. So definitely take your time with this, because we want 100% Bdot. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you, brother. It's funny. What you just said is verbatim what I say to most of the league owners when they trying to book me. I say, look, if you could book me and you throwing all this money around at me, but I'm telling you I'm not in it right now, so you're not going to get the Bdot that you want. You know what I mean? Like, I literally have said that. The same thing you just said, I literally have said the same thing. So I appreciate you understanding that, fam. That's real talk.
Not a problem. We want the culture to get better. So
now Bdot, man, that answer you just gave, bro, like that was like, I think we done interviewed like a couple people, man. That might be one of the most deepest answers that anybody has ever gave us. Now I want to kind of go back to your music in the studio. Your song Contradicted. I think that like all of the stuff that you're thinking about right now, it kind of translates into that song. Like what all went into that song? Can you like elaborate on that song?
Man, what's crazy? I actually wrote that record I want to say I wrote that record in like 2015, maybe.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I originally wrote the record with no beat. With no beat, I just wrote the record back in like 2015, and you know that was part of my conscious shift or paradigm shift, if you will, because my mental shift really happened like around 2011, 2012. And so when I really started to delve into the information around 2014, 2015, that's when I started to feel that way and wanted to express it, lyrically. So that's one of the first records that I wrote with that new perspective on life, that new worldview. So I just wrote the record. I wrote the 3 verses without any beat. You know, I just had kind of like a bar count in my head or a BPM count in my head as far as the pace and the cadence of it. But I wrote that record. I had the lyrics. I memorized that for years. And then recently, one of my producers I work with, he shot me that track, man, and I just started spitting those verses over that track, man. It just went together like it was a beautiful mesh between the lyrics and the vibe that track gives off, man. So, and also, you know, as an artist, sometimes you catch magic moments. And the studio that night when I recorded it, it was just a good vibe. I had good people in the studio. It was just a really good vibe. Right. So you can always hear that in dope records, how the vibe of the studio and how the passion, everything came through and landed on the track, you know, precisely. So that's definitely one of my favorite records I've ever done. And I'm still promoting that as a single. And actually, I'm shooting a video for it pretty soon, hopefully in August.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're in August already. My fault. This month, I should be shooting a video for that. That's the goal. Yeah, we just got here, August 1st. No doubt.
But definitely, Bdot, as far as your music goes overall, do you have any upcoming projects? And also, I kind of have two-part question, and that will pretty much be it as far as mine here. But one, do you have any upcoming full projects that you want to go ahead and let the people know about, especially us here at Battle Rap Radar Radio? We want to really keep up on your guys' music, all the battlers' music, because we really want to give you guys a push. A lot of you guys are actually really dope. So that's one thing I want to know, your upcoming. And the second one would be, if you listen to any of the other battlers' music, you know, who do you like out of anybody, if you do listen to any of the battlers' music?
Okay, no doubt. First question. Yeah, so I was working on the album for like the past 2 years, I would say. I was working on the album, trying to like find the style, because the thing about me, like, I'm a conscious dude from the West Coast, you know what I mean? So yep. I still like bouncy, like G-Funk, quote-unquote gangster West Coast type of tracks, but I probably sound better over East Coast sample-based tracks. So me and my producers and me and my team were crafting this album. We were trying to figure out the right sound. And then after my battle rap success and notoriety, I got a couple offers on the table from some labels, some independent labels and stuff.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah. So as of recently, I just I kind of narrowed it down to this one label and these one group of individuals that I feel understands my message and understands what I'm trying to do creatively and musically, that I think, will help me succeed. And so I'm inking a deal with them pretty soon. I actually have a meeting on Saturday with my lawyer to go meet with their business attorney. And so we're going to go over the potential deal and all that. So to answer your question, once that deal gets solidified, then I'll be able to let you know, like, when my shit's going to drop and what's going to happen, because now I could do, if I'm doing everything by myself, then I could tell you, like, this is my plan, this is what I'm doing. But if I'm having like business partners and doing something like that, I gotta kind of go with the whole team. And as far as battle rappers I listen to, this is gonna sound cliche, and this is probably gonna get me into some trouble because I'm the clone. But I think Loaded Lux makes exceptional music. I think that out of all the battlers, he makes the best music by far. I don't even think it's close. I've listened to a couple guys, but once again, it ties into my whole perception of battle rappers in general. It's like you're feeding the consumers this brand that you're this gangster, shoot 'em up, bang bang guy when you battle rap, and so you're transferring that same energy into records, into music. Like, but nobody, the game has changed. The consumer is not looking for the hardest gangster rapper no more. They're looking for either two things. Either you're going to be like the young mumble rapper guys, and you're going to be just rapping about drugs, or you're going to be like the introspective type, that's rapping about their life, whether it's love life, whether it's conscious shit like a Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. So I think a lot of these battle rappers don't understand that, and they go in a booth and they spit like battle bars over beats, and it's like you can't sell that. Like you can't sell those records, bro. Like nobody wants to hear how big your gun is in a verse. Like it's
definitely.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So to be quite honest, I don't listen to a lot of battle rappers' music. However, I am a fan of Loaded Lux's music. I think he makes exceptional music, and I think he's really underrated as a actual MC, as an artist. You know what I mean? So it sounds cool.
Yeah, he definitely does. He gets busy on tracks. That's a fact. I don't think anybody can honestly dispute that. So
yeah, definitely.
Go ahead, X.
Hey, now Bdot, man, I kind of got like a two-part question too. It's kind of about your life and then about a battle that you had recently. Have you ever thought about going into like motivational speaking? Because I think I kind of feel like you got like a message that you can like translate to people and to the right minded people, and they'll be willing to, you know what I'm saying, open their minds up and accept it. And then the second part, how did that Cortez battle get set up? And that's all we got for you, man. We're gonna let you get out of here.
Okay. So to answer your first question, yeah, I definitely thought about that. I'm actually in the works potentially opening up a school, man. Like a African center.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's in the baby stages. But I got a lot of people interested and involved in the idea because it's a trip, man. I take my son to swim lessons, and where he goes to swim lessons is at this Jewish school. So I got the idea when I went there. I'm like, you know, all these other people have schools that cater to their ideology and cater to their culture and to their people, but we don't seem to have that, you know, as black people. So I came up with the idea. I really want to start a school that's African centered. It doesn't mean that I'm shoving being African down somebody's throat. However, I still want that to be the base of the curriculum and the base of the education. But it's still, you know, we're still teaching the quote unquote normal stuff. You know what I mean? So that's my idea there, and that ties into, you know, quote unquote being a motivational speaker because I'm going back to school, and I'm really into. I feel like when you're teaching this kind of perspective as far as like being an African and all that, you really got to deal with certain studies. Like you have to deal with genetics, you have to deal with linguistics, you have to deal with all these different things to tie. Yeah, you know what I mean? You have to deal with all these different things to tie it in and to really make it make sense. You can't just tell somebody, hey, you're an ex-slave and your ancestors came from Africa, therefore you should be African, and just make it so bland. Like you got to really make it interesting and really delve into it. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm equipped with the proper information before I stand in front of people and, you know, give quote-unquote motivational speeches or give lectures or give, you know, PowerPoint presentations and things of that nature. So I'm working on self right now just to get the proper knowledge and the proper information before I go into that arena. But that's definitely something that I'm trying to transition into. I'm working on a podcast. I'm working on different things to where I can still, you know, talk about this message and it's outside of battle rap or rapping in itself. And then to answer your other question, the Cortez battle is interesting because I've always been a fan of Cortez. You know what I'm saying? And back on Twitter about a year ago, I want to say, like, he was just talking reckless about me, like, you know, because my name was present or whatever. So, you know, it's all in competitive fun, but me, I'm not used to it, so I kind of got upset, and we kind of had a back and forth on Twitter. And I think that Organic and all them seen that, and they knew that me and Cortez had some, you know, tension or bad blood, so to speak. So when they had that bunker event, they just kind of hit me up for it. They, you know, at first they was talking about Chilla Jones, and he wasn't able to do it. And so they were like, well, we know you and Cortez have some little riff. How you feel about doing that? And at first I was hesitant because it was only like 2.5 weeks that I had to prepare, or 3 weeks to prepare. And I'm a guy that usually I'm allotted like, you know, 3 to 5 months, you know, as far as all my other battles that I've ever had. So being able to take that battle within 3 weeks' notice and then have a good showing, and I felt like I might have edged them. You know, people call it debatable. It's all good. Just as long as I had a good showing against such a vet,
definitely.
I feel like I did well, man. It's definitely a dope battle right there.
Sure.
Now, we got one more question. One more question. My bad, bro.
No problem.
Out of like any other like the new age battlers, like the kind of like the new wave of battlers, do any of them like interest you, or you know what I'm saying? Are you feeling any of them?
Yeah, man. You know what? I don't hear this brother's name a lot, but I really like Bdot Green.
He is dope.
Yeah.
He's dope. He's dope to me. Who else do I really like out of the new guys? I think that's it, man. As far as like the people that I like I would just keep it a buck, man. These other dudes kind of just like irk me, man. Like I know they have a huge following, like Twerk and all these guys, but like for me personally, man, it's just not my cup of tea. They're talented, however, I'm not taking that away from them. Their skill set, they're dope or whatever, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I really
just
like
not something that
Bdot.
connects with you.
Yeah, it just don't connect with me. I like Bdot, and I like my young boy, from my city, from LA, Saint. Saint is super nice. So I like Bdot and Saint the most out of the new guys, I would say.
Dope.
Definitely, man.
Dope.
Well, we're gonna have to get you back on, man. After your Loso joint, man, and so you can come on and recap this, and we can catch up with you on the progress of you know what I'm saying, all the stuff that you got going on right now, man. We appreciate you coming on, bro. This is, man, me personally, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is probably my favorite interview that we done this far, just because of your intellect, man, and your deep answers, man. We appreciate you coming on Battle Rap Radar and kicking it with us, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me. And like I said earlier in the conversation, man, I like these type of interviews, man. They're fun, and you're able to just really have this kind of conversation, and it's not about building contention or doing all this goofy stuff that I have to go through with other interviews. So I appreciate y'all, man. We'll talk.
Oh, not a problem at all. We appreciate you coming on.
We'll be in
contact
with you, man.
All right, y'all be safe.
All right, you too, man.
All right. Yep, you too, man.